Friends, it's numbers time, and we will begin by counting by ones from 57 all the way to 100. When we say a father number, we're going to stomp. So 57, 58, 59, 60. I think you're going to be able to do it. Begin. 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 97, 98, 99, 100. Good work, friends. With that, we're going to count by tens from 10 all the way to 100. Begin. 10, 20,
30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100.
Lincoln, will you count by tens to 100?
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100.
That was terrific. Everybody stand. We're going to clap. Pat, stand by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Thank you, friends. You may be seated. Let's look right over here. We're going to count by fives all the way to 100. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Who will be the most dependable, boys or girls? You're going to do what you know to do without being told, but I'm going to tell you what I want you to do, but still be dependable. We're going to count by fives. Girls, you'll say 5, boys 10, and we'll go all the way back and forth to 100. Who will be more dependable, boys or girls? Girls, begin.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40,
35,
40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100.
Oh, the boys, they did great. All of the boys said it. Way to go, boys. Everyone stand. We're just going to hop around the room as we count by fives, just the way we always do it. Begin. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Please be seated. With our clock, before we talk about the times, when Mr. Minute is on the 12, he says,
O'clock.
Sing the song with me. When Mr. Minute's on the 12, he says o'clock. When Mr. Minute's on the 12, he says o'clock. When Mr. Minute's on the 12, when Mr. Minute's on the 12, when Mr. Minute's on the 12, he says o'clock.
O'clock.
Now, what does Mr. Minute say when he's on the 6?
30.
Good, Michaela. 30. When Mr. Minute's on the 6, he
60
says
says
30.
30.
When Mr. Minute's on the 6, he says 30. When Mr. Minute's on the 6, when Mr. Minute's on the 6, when Mr. Minute's on the 6, he says 30. 30. What about right here? When Mr. Minute is on the 3, what does he say, Lincoln?
15.
Yes. Let's sing that. When Mr. Minute's on the 3, he says 15. When Mr. Minute's on the 3, he says 15. When Mr. Minute's on the 3, when Mr. Minute's on the 3, when Mr. Minute's on the 3, he says 15. 15. Look at our clock. What time does that clock say, friends watching? They said 3:30 or 3:30. Let's see if they're right. Does that clock say 3:30? Yes, it does. Way to go, friends who are watching. Let's look at this clock. What time does this clock say, Mason?
3:30.
No, this clock. Right here. Do you see it? Mr. Minute is on the 3.
6:15.
Well, let's see if Mason is right. Look, Mason, it is 6:15. Now we have some more times. What time does this clock say right here, Micah? Well, is Miss Hour half past the 7 or is she half past the 8?
7:30.
Well, let's see if Micah is correct. He said 7:30. Are you right, Micah? It is. It says 7:30. What time does this clock say, Kylie?
7:30.
It doesn't say 7:30. We're on this middle clock. This clock. What time does this clock say?
32.
It doesn't say 32. We always do Miss Hour first. Now, Miss Hour, is she half past the 1 or half past the 2?
Past 4.
So it's
1:30.
or half past 1. Good, and that clock says 1:30. What time does this clock say, Holly?
4 o'clock.
It does say 4 o'clock. How do you know it says 4 o'clock, Holly?
Because Mr.
Hour.
is on the 4 and Mr. Minute is on the 12.
Good, and when Mr. Minute is on the 12, he says...
O'clock.
Good, he says o'clock. Well, in our previous lesson, oh, what a treat. I had a cookie sandwich, and I took the top cookie off, and I took the bottom cookie, and I ate the yummy cream between those two cookie sandwich pieces. Oh, it was delicious. Everybody go, yum, yum.
Yum, yum.
We are going to work on numbers that come between. You know after numbers. You know before numbers, so this should be easy. Mrs. Turner's going to do the top row with you, and then I am going to choose friends to come up here and complete the bottom. Do you think you're going to be able to do that with me? Good. Tell me my numbers. 7 and good. I have 7 and I have 9. I need the between number. I've got the top cookie. I have the bottom cookie. I need that yummy, creamy number in the middle. What number would it be, Lincoln?
8.
It would be 8 because 8 comes after 7 and it comes before
9.
and you just count to make sure. So let's count. 7, 8, 9. Good. What numbers do I have here, Mason?
3 and 5.
I need to know the number that comes after 3 and before 5. What is it, Kylie?
4.
How do I write it? Down
Across.
and
Slant down.
good. So let's count to see if she's right. 3, 4, 5. What numbers do I have here, friends watching? And good. 13 and 15. And what number comes between 13 and 15? Remember, think through it. What number comes after 13 and before 15? Friends watching? It is 14. How do I write it? Yes, a 1 in the front and a 4 in the back. Now I would like for Michaela and for Micah to come up here, and I want you to do those bottom two. While Micah and Michaela are doing those, let's talk about that cookie sandwich that we have. What was on the top, Mason, of the cookie sandwich?
A part of the cookie.
A part of the cookie part. And what was on the bottom, Kylie? What was on the bottom of that cookie sandwich? The cookie. And what was between, Holly?
The yummy cream.
I think you're right. It was yummy. So friends, stand over here. Let's see how we did. If this is yours, tell me what your numbers were.
29 and 31.
And what comes between 29 and 31?
30.
It is 30. Good. Careful that you retrace just a little bit around and bounce around again. Let's look over here. Micah, come over here. Stand right over here, Sweet Pea. And tell me your numbers.
18 and 20.
18 and 20. And what comes between 18 and 20?
19.
It is 19. When you make your 9, make sure you make a ball and then slant down. That's the way to make it, but you have the right answer. Love your hard work. Now we're going to do just a couple more of our between numbers. I think you're going to like these. And Mrs. Turner's going to write these for us. So let's look up here. Tell me the numbers, Holly.
40 and 42.
Good. What comes between 40 and 42? You think about it. What comes after 40 and before 42? What do you think it is, Lincoln?
41.
Yes, it is 41. A 4 in the front, a 1 in the back. So let's see if we're right. 40, 40,
1,
42. Tell me the numbers, Michaela.
65 and 67.
So what comes after 65 and before 67? What's that yummy, creamy number between?
66.
Good. Down and around to make a ball. Down and around to make a ball. So we have, count, 60, 66, 67. Go ahead and tell me these numbers, Kylie.
49
And
51.
what's the yummy between number, friends watching? Yes, you're right. And how do I write it? A 5 in the front and a 0 in the back. That number is 50. Way to go, friends watching. But let's count just to make sure. 49, 50, 51. Oh, friends, you have been such diligent workers. Now we've got a little bit more work to do. We are going to take out our seat work papers and we're going to look at the back of that numbers paper just to see the answers. We're going to check all of this together. So you have that paper out in front of you. I'll call on you. You tell me the number and the number that comes after. So section 1, write the number that comes after. Holly, tell me the number and the one that comes after it, the very first one.
29, 30.
And how do you write 30?
A 3 in the front and a 0 in the back.
Good. Friends watching, what number is that? Yes, 64. And what comes after 64? Correct. It is 65. And how would I write it? Fantastic. You're right. A 6 in the front and a 5 in the back. Tell me the next number by the green square, Micah.
40.
And what comes after 40?
41.
How do you write it?
And a 4 in the front and a 1 in the back.
You got it. What's the next number, Michaela?
75.
And what comes after 75?
76.
And how do you write it?
A 7 in the front and a 5 and a 6 in the back.
A 7 in the front and a 6 in the back. And what is the last number, Lincoln?
10.
And what comes after 10?
11.
How do you write it?
1 in the front and 1 in the back.
That was great. Number 2 says match the clocks that show the same time. Go to that first orange clock. What time does that clock say, Lincoln?
The orange one?
Yes.
5:15. 5:15.
Yes, it says 5:15. So you should have drawn a line from that clock to this clock that says 5:15. Tell me the time on the purple clock, Micah.
6 o'clock.
The purple clock does not say 6 o'clock. Tell me the purple clock.
1:13.
1 what?
13.
Not 13. 1.
1:30.
1:30. So we'll draw a line from the purple clock to 1:30. Tell me what the next clock says, Kylie.
6 o'clock.
It says 6 o'clock, and so we will draw a line from this clock to 6 o'clock. And the last clock, Micah, what time does it say?
9:30.
Yes, I'm glad you got it right that time, 9:30. We are going to add. I'm going to call you. You tell me the combination and the answer. Do the first one for us, friends watching. Yes, 2 plus 2 equals 4. 3 plus 2 equals Michaela.
5.
It is 5. 4 plus 2 equals Holly.
4 plus 2 equals 6.
It does equal 6. Nice work. 5 plus 2 equals friends watching. Way to go. It is 7. You are correct. 6 plus 1 equals Mason. 6 plus 1.
7.
It's 7. 3 plus 3 equals Holly.
3 plus 3 equals 6.
It equals 6. And then do the last combination for us, Michaela. Read it with the answer.
4 plus 3 equals 7.
Way to go. And that last section said color. S-E-V-E-N. What number is S-E-V-E-N?
7.
It's 7. Did you color 7? Let's count how many you colored. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, you did a fantastic job with that. For our friends who are watching, your on-site teacher will look over the rest of those seatwork pages with you, but thank you for working so hard in our lesson today.